Yes, hello. I know you've been waiting for a while, and I can actually give you the interview that you've been trying to get now. Let me introduce myself to your viewers. Hello. My name is Mr. Nice Guy. I'm the nicest man on the planet. Yep, I am the nicest man. Now, people sometimes wonder, how do you know that you are the nicest? Well, I'll explain that as we go. I have the crown of Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm not giving it up anytime soon. Now, let me just give you a little sample to get this interview started. The other day, I was out to dinner. Then I went to the theater. I took my wife. We had a wonderful meal, a wonderful entertaining experience. And people would say things to me like, "You are so nice to your wife." And do you know what? They don't understand. I happen to enjoy my wife's company. So you know what? I'm just being nice to myself. See, that's really the secret. People think to be nice, you have to be nice to other people. I am nice to other people, but I'm also nice to myself. Now, I'm not proud of everything I've done. I haven't always been the nicest man. I have done things like weight loss. I even used an alarm clock for years. Now, that was really mean and masochistic. And I've even had self-control at one time. I've gotten rid of that. I have mastered the art of being nice to other people and nice to myself. So people sometimes wonder, how did you start becoming Mr. Nice Guy? I mean, you don't do that in college or something, do you? Well, for me, it actually started in high school. See, I was running track. I would win most of my races. And then one day, I actually lost a race. I mean, people find that hard to believe because you look like you're really fast. But, I did lose one race. And that's when I was thinking, then it hit me. I had a moment of revelation, epiphany. I lost a race. Time for an ice cream, hot fudge sundae. When I had these types of revelations that were starting to hit me, it was just, I could build upon them and build upon them. I mean, for example, I would play board games with people, Monopoly, Risk, it didn't matter. I'd lose on purpose because you know why? It gave me opportunities to be even more nice to myself. And here's a big tip. For those of you beginners out there, I started eating dinner real slow. Because you know what they say? Nice guys finish last. These are just tips. Now let me give you a little bit of nice guy theory so you can take it to the next level. Let's start at the bottom level. It's nice to be nice to the nice. It's rudimentary. Everybody gets it. It doesn't take a great deal of logic to understand that. But when people understand the idea that it's nice to be nice to the nice, they sometimes twist things up in their mind and they think, it must be rude to be rude to the rude then. That is completely bonkers, contrary to nice guy theory. Now let me set you straight. It's actually nice to be rude to the rude. So let me walk you through this step by step. A person was rude to you. You're rude back to that person. That's actually very nice. See how easy that is? Just, you can figure this stuff out, but you gotta stay with the logic. It is nice to be nice to nice, true. It's also nice to be rude to the rude. So if you ever see me being what appears to be rude to somebody, guess what? I'm actually being very nice because I'm the nicest man on the planet. Oh, it's great. Now, there's a lot of pressure to this. It took me years to build up to this, and I'm not going to give it up anytime soon. But you know what? There are rude people out there. That's what the whole example was about. And there are people even out there, I've heard people say things like, "No more Mr. Nice Guy." That's crazy. Who are these people? What are they thinking? Where are they getting these ideas? Did they hire a hitman? I mean, I might be a little paranoid, but look, no more Mr. Nice Guy. That's a terrible way to think, But I want your viewers to know, I am Mr. Nice Guy. I'm determined to remain Mr. Nice Guy. I'm not going to give it up just because they try to scare me. I have all sorts of plans. I'm going to continue to be nice to myself, nice to other people. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Now, let me close this interview with a final example, another restaurant example, because people like to know, what's a day in the life of Mr. Nice Guy like? Well, it's very nice, let me tell you. So, on this one day, I was out to dinner again at a restaurant. It might have been a Chick-fil-A. I think it doesn't really matter what type of restaurant it was. But I ran a little low on my iced tea, and I took the drink back up to get a refill because I wanted a little more iced tea. And do you know what I said when the worker brought that back with the iced tea? Because I am Mr. Nice Guy, I said, thanks. See how nice I am? But here's the real kicker. Do you know what that worker said back to me? They said, my pleasure. My pleasure. Well, of course it's your pleasure to serve Mr. Nice Guy. That's got to be a great pleasure. Let me tell you, it's my pleasure to give you the pleasure of serving Mr. Nice Guy. It's my pleasure to be your pleasure. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Everywhere I go, it's wonderful. It's nice. Yeah, it's good. It's really nice to be Mr. Nice Guy, except for when there's rude people around. But at any rate, so let's end this interview. I'll tell your viewers the Nice Guy motto. Anyway, but let me, before I do that, say thanks for the interview and thanks for letting me be in your view. I'm Mr. Nice Guy, and remember, here's the motto. Have a nice day. Oh, thank you. That's it. The interview is over. Is that camera still on? What is this, paparazzi stuff? I told you this interview's over. You got your interview. What? This is over.